simply adding the right ingredients, you can end each day crafting a perfectly delicious dinner.
I have asthma, one of many pieces of my life. So when my asthma symptoms kept coming back on my long-term control medicine, I talked to my doctor and found a missing piece in my asthma treatment with Brio.
Once daily Brio prevents asthma symptoms. Brio is for adults with asthma not well controlled on a long-term asthma control medicine, like an inhaled corticosteroid. Brio won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. Brio opens up airways to help improve breathing for a full 24 hours. Brio contains a type of medicine that increases the risk of death from asthma problems and may increase the risk of hospitalization in children and adolescents. Brio is not for people whose asthma is well controlled on a long-term asthma control medicine, like an inhaled corticosteroid. Once your asthma is well controlled, your doctor will decide if you can stop Brio and prescribe a different asthma control medicine, like an inhaled corticosteroid. Do not take Brio more than prescribed. See your doctor if your asthma does not improve or gets worse.
Ask your doctor if 24-hour Brio could be a missing piece for you. See if you're eligible for 12 months free at mybrio.com.
Probably a parachute going through your back. And it's gonna hurt.
literally get infections and potentially die from this area. He most likely has some over dependence on easy. You don't have to be trained. You don't need to be The best solution we have going on now is turn the water off and stop flooding. Dangerous here. For homicide detectives, the clock starts ticking.
The problem is this hospital.
These are the untold stories of the ER.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your entertainment, see the quarter? I will be able to retrieve that quarter without touching the cup.
There's a catch, but I don't know what it is.
I have learned to think about the unexpected and to make no assumptions, because emergency medicine is a series of curveballs. Want to bet?
No, because of course you're going to do it somehow.
That is correct. The quarter. Ta-da! Didn't touch the cup. Thank you very much.
That was lame.
And they call you Dr. Slide on Dr. Slade.
It was one of those rare, kind of slow evenings in the ER. And a woman came in with her little son who had injured his leg severely.
Hi. There's something wrong with my son's right leg. He can't walk on it.
Of course, we took him right in and took him to the examining room. And I went ahead and tried to obtain a history from the mother. So, of course, the first thing in the history is to find out how did this happen. Hello.
Hi.
I'm Dr. Bob Slade. And this is Sean. What happened to you, little fella? What happened, Ron?
I don't know.
You have no idea?
He was just playing in his room. He came to me, told me his leg was hurting.
You didn't fall or anything, huh? Was he in anybody else's care at the time, or?
No.
No? Well, he's not able to walk on it?
No.
Sean, I'm going to check you out. We didn't get hurt anywhere else?
No.
I'm going to take a little listen back here. I'm going to listen to you breathe. Take a big breath. What impressed me was the little guy seemed pretty stoic. Not really crying, but did tell me that he had pain in his right leg. Let's let you lie down here. I'm going to just take a little look at that leg. Let's see here. Oh, I'm sorry, Sean. Boy, that is a pretty nasty looking ankle there. Why don't we give him a little something for pain? Would you like to give him
He doesn't
something?
need anything.
I'm talking about normal medication. She seemed resistant to medical intervention. So I didn't argue a lot. I said, okay, we'll go and get the x-ray. We'll take a little picture, you get a wheelchair ride. Okay? I'll see you when I get back. It seemed like she cared. She never let go of the little fellow. It seemed to be a good relationship. It seemed like the little boy loved his mom and vice versa. I mean, it's a mystery. What do we mean? Mom doesn't know. It was a very unusual fracture of the distal ankle. That means the lower part of the ankle that involved the tibia. And the tibia is a weight-bearing bone and an extremely strong bone. So to have a fracture there meant there had to be considerable force involved in the fracture. Very unusual in a 4-year-old boy. Hey, Lon. Hi. Can I have a word with you out here?
Yeah, back okay, honey?
I'll be back.
You want to see the book, okay?
Listen, I just wanted to tell you that he's got a really serious fracture of his ankle.
Really?
Yeah, pretty bad. And I think we're going to need to do some more x-rays.
Why?
Well, we don't know how he was injured, we need to
We
get
don't
some...
like x-rays.
We actually...
Look, he broke his arm last year. The doctor took a lot of x-rays, said that's all he needs.
If I could...
I don't want him getting any more radiation. I mean, you guys think nothing of it, but we don't even have a microwave oven.
Well, I debated the mother a little bit, and I said, you know, I think it's really important that we get these x-rays because we have no idea how this child got injured. So there could be other injuries. And finally, she acquiesced and said, okay, so the child went down with the mother to radiology. The x-rays were taken. You need to get here. Bad news? This kid's been through the ringer. You believe this? Hairline fracture, broken ribs. Look at this. Skull fracture, my God.
Dr. Johnny Ford is working the night shift in a crowded ER on October 31st. It's always a little different from Halloween.
Running like the rest of the emergency room was just a hustle bustle and chaotic. Kids with their little Halloween costumes and bags of candy, and everybody's running on high sugar levels that particular night.
Hi, Dad.
Nice little thing. And I think that the costumes and stuff that we should dress I had some things really nice.
I just left the lecture, you know, you got the triple.
What? He didn't say that he had any issues earlier that day. She didn't say he'd been injured. She just didn't know. Dr. Ford, we've got a patient, cardiac arrest, no pulse. His partner just brought him in. I don't know what his story is.
You're going to monitor. Does anybody know anything about that?
Quickly said that the patient had no pulse, no respirations, and basically dead.
Hi, this is Dr. Porter. Can you please tell Dr. Dillon I'll be there in about 10 minutes?
Neurologist Philip Porter has been called into the ER to examine an accident victim.
I was driving in to the hospital to see this young patient who had a deteriorating level of consciousness. He was becoming confused and drowsy, which he had happened originally.
While on the way, his eye catches something unusual down the road.
at first I was looking at it thinking, is that a bicycle? Is it a motorcycle? But it didn't move me at all. And then as I got a little closer, I realized the headlight was on the pavement. It wasn't up where it should be. The car stopped, a person at the side of the road looking for help. And I got out of my vehicle and started looking around for someone in the ditch. You okay? I'm fine. I'm just looking for the runner of this motorcycle. I could see a body lying in the weeds, and there was a pool of blood around his head and face. Dude, is he dead? There's whispering going on in the nurse's station.
Why did I look at you funny?
I called social services. There's no way a 4-year-old boy has this many fractures with no explanation of the
No
story.
ribs, fracture in the head.
What's
Everything
it
in the
like to
world
be in
in the
good
mother
hands?
acts like nothing.
Like finding new ways
No
to be
big
taken
deal.
care of.
Oh, God. Life insurance, obviously.
But with added touches you can't get everywhere else, like claim-free rewards or systematic bonus checks. Even a claim satisfaction guarantee. And the protection plus unique extras. Only from an expert Allstate agent.
It's good to be here. Good hands.
Are you frustrated? Clear index makes your windows. Introducing Spindex. Look, Spindex makes it too spotless and too dangerous. But Spindex makes it dirty. Spindex. Order yours today.
Remember me? I admit I'm just my pride. And so is me, your natural hands, sweat, dead skin, and dust mites.
Yeah.
So check your tag. So really, it's not very late. Matches.
Your car insurance policy is 22 pages long. Did you read every word? Only lawyers do that. So when you got your rented and you needed a tow, your insurance company told you to look at page 5 on your policy. Did it say, great news, you're covered on page 5? No. It said, blah, 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 blah.
The Liberty Mutual makes it easy to know what you're covered for and what you're not. Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
The days of cool.
It's still go off our backwards. It's good, man.
And hard floors.
You don't know it.
V8 digital motor.
If a vehicle stops on a drive, that's not wet no more, it's dry.
To clean.
If a vehicle stops on a hill, it's standing. Go back, but if it's automatic, you show the particles stay out.
Is there anything on ice? It's not an ice, it will.
Our number brings you a fresh vehicle wiping.
Not
Truly
wet, right?
radiant, clean, and fresh toothpaste. In 5 days, it
Well, a
removes
lot of rocks all the way up
starts
to
wiping
the,
immediately, and freshens breath with a surge
there's
of
all that
cool
first
care.
hill.
Feel radiant with Truly Radiant.
It's endless shrimp at Red Lobster.
It takes something to get apple, but if you go after apples.
Glazed Korean barbecue shrimp. And try as much as you want of flavors like new Parmesan peppercorn shrimp. Just come in before it ends.
Feel heavy motion, light up every feel a big, beautiful
I'm not gonna peel no little bitty apple. There ain't got the, you had to peel 100 so you get any apple from it.
Well, if we come back to some of that,
First kid.
I bet we do.
You won't go on top of that
Great.
tree
By their second
anymore.
kid, every mom is an expert and more
Oh,
likely
they
to
should be down though.
Fast, don't take my salt with me
They fall
birthday.
off like leaves.
I'm gonna take my chainsaw for birthday.
even
Or
on
next
Well,
week.
we'll do it next time.
No, but
to $150 per year.
We could go on there to clean off
Live, learn, and get love.
a little bit.
I had no use for health insurance, but my mom was always saying, sign up for Passport. And I was like, Mom. She was like, for my peace of mind. It got to be where I needed peace of mind. So I did. Now my mom, she can chill. And I feel pretty good about it too.
Together we can all feel better. Call 1-800-578-0603 and ask for Passport. That's 1-800-578-0603. Passport Health Plan, working together for a healthier Kentucky.
At Furniture World Superstore's Columbus Day Sale, discover huge
That may
savings
not
through
make
our
it.
showrooms.
These
Plus
days,
interest
those
free
are
for
so
2
sad.
full years. Set your sights on our wide array of beautiful sofas, sectionals, and motion furniture, dining sets, and bedrooms. Discover the possibilities with the newest looks and styles from Trisha Yearwood, Magnolia Home by Joanna Gaines, and start enjoying better sleep on a new Tempur-Pedic mattress and buy it all, interest-free for 2 full years. Don't miss the Columbus Day sale. Now through Columbus Day only at Furniture World Superstore.
Instead of telling me that he was, and I couldn't wait to see that singer. I can't go see a singer on the night.
Close to home. Season finale, Monday at 9 on TLC. Untold Stories of the ER is back.
Just a minute. And I still, in that moment, didn't know what I wanted. Oh my goodness, there's a baby in there.
Untold Stories of the ER.
Who watched that come out?
On TLC.
Neurologist Philip Porter has stumbled onto a motorcycle accident victim on his way to the hospital. The patient he was on his way to see is also the victim of a motorcycle crash. For now, he'll have to wait.
Yes, I think there's report of a motorcycle accident.
He's alive.
He's alive.
Breathing.
We looked quickly to determine that he didn't have a major long bone fracture, such as a femoral fracture, which we want to keep stable as well because it can cause nerve or vessel injury.
They say don't touch it.
It's okay, I'm a doctor.
Seriously?
When someone's just had a trauma to the brain, they're very, very susceptible to seizures, poor oxygenation, lack of blood flow to the brain, lack of glucose to the brain, all kinds of things. We're going to need to move him. We have to do it very carefully. We need to stabilize his head and neck. We're going to work together doing something called a log roll. It was a real challenge being out in the field with no equipment, with one other layperson assisting me until the EMS crew arrived. It's very important that we move his body in unison. The concerns in turning a trauma patient are that he may have an unstable spinal injury or orthopedic injuries, and in the process of turning them, you could cause more damage. It was like a horror film. His face was torn up, it was dirty, he had road rash, he was bleeding. The blood from his facial lacerations is obstructing his airway. Some of the blood was going into his mouth and nose. Struggling to breathe can also raise the pressure inside the head, but even another 5 or 10 minutes could get him into the type of situation where you get swelling and you can't pull him out of this downward spiral. And what I did was a jaw thrust, which actually fits well in being able to maintain his head and neck in a stable position. That'll help him breathe. I reached under the mandible, the lower jaw, and pushed upwards, which pulls all of the tissues in the back of the throat with it, and opens up a pathway for the air to go.
Sir, my name is Dr. Porter. Can you tell me your name?
He was completely unresponsive.
Can you wiggle your toes?
Worried about the swelling. If the swelling starts to put pressure on adjacent areas of the brain, then it can affect other functions.
Where's that ambulance? It could just be a
It's Halloween night on ER, and Dr. John Porter and Nurse Louie Wright are working on a police officer who just suffered a heart attack.
All progressions. Okay, hey, we're going to need a second. Laxity, IV fluid, and IV access.
A police car driven by his partner, so we weren't expecting. So we needed to gather all the equipment that we needed to start taking care of the patient. And as I was collecting the things, I looked down and this snout came around the corner. And behind the snout was a huge white dog. I was just stunned and torn between what is the dog going to do, because I didn't know the dog, and I grew up being told that, approach stray dog, and you just like, what are you going to do? And I remember I had my IV fluid in my hand and my kit, and I knew I had to get back into my patient, but this dog is standing right in front of me. So I just started backing up because I was not turning my back on that dog. And this dog followed me.
And I just remember getting ready to secure the airway, and all of a sudden everything was just got kind of quiet. And I kind of just glanced up and I saw Amy had all the medicines and whatnot in her hand.
I stood there with my IV bag because I was just dumbfounded. I didn't know what the dog was going to do. I looked at Dr. Ford and he looked me in the eyes and I could see he was thinking, what is wrong? And then he looked down.
And standing kind of next to her at the entrance of the trauma bay was this white dog. And the dog was so calm. It was like he belonged there. Meanwhile, I was just kind of frozen myself. And Amy kind of stepped around. It was almost like a spell because it was so quiet that when the dog walked out, it was like a switch had been turned. And all of a sudden, all the screaming and hollering and all the emergency just came back. I said, fine, big character. I think we can trust this people.
Everybody back!
And at the same time, the patient went from a flat line to showing some electric light tubing.
Dr. Robert Slade has discovered multiple injuries in the X-ray of his 4-year-old child.
We discovered 4 additional fractures in the child. The right arm, which was actually the right humerus. There was a fracture of the right scapula. There were rib fractures, and there was evidence of a healing the previous skull fracture. You know what this is? And as the radiologist said to me, there's no way a 4-year-old boy has this many fractures without child abuse, especially with no explanation of the story. I agreed. And
Tell me.
I looked at the x-rays, and he's got several previous fractures.
Really?
His skull, his arm, his scapula.
Well, you looked at when we got that treated. I had no idea he had any other fractures.
You have no idea how any of these happened.
No. Well, I mean, he's a clumsy kid. He falls a lot.
Well, he falls a lot at home and kind of gets lumps and bumps. We don't take him to the doctor every time. We don't think that's necessary. And when can I go home? Listen, we can't leave right now. We've got to have the orthopedic doctor come see him.
He didn't need that when he broke his arm.
This is different. This is a weight-bearing bone. Got it. So I finally convinced her that, you know, if this isn't addressed, that y'all can end up with a permanent limp or have unequal bone growth and have a permanent deformity of the leg. And so she finally agreed. I talked her into letting me immobilize the leg and give the child more comfort to prevent more injury. Good job, Sean. I'll be back shortly.
Dr. Slade calls the orthopedist.
Okay, so we'll be looking for you then.
Then he makes a second call.
Yeah, this is Bob saying SIY. I put a call into social services. We're required by law in every ER that I know of that if you see an incident like this with multiple fractures, unexplained, you have to consider child abuse. In fact, it's considered child abuse until proven otherwise. There kind of started to be little rumbles around the ER. The nurses kind of, did you hear about that little boy? He had 4 other fractures and so on. There's whispering going on in the nurses station. They're looking at the mother in an accusatory way. And listen, the orthopedic doctor is on his way. He's coming upstairs.
Why did we look at him?
All right, a second. Let me be honest with you. By law, I have to call social services, and I put the call in already. I call them because we have to report unexplained injuries, unexplained fractures on a child. I'm not accusing you of child abuse. I'm telling you, you can't leave them. We're doing this to protect the child. Can you just give me a second?
What do we stop them?
And the young man opened the car door, and we looked inside and completely lost it.
Mom would always say you go to Burlington when you need a new coat. I love the jewelry. They have everything for lady dresses,
Shoes and socks.
sweaters, their fragrances.
All the name brands at a fraction of the cost.
It's Burlington Coat Factory. It's Burlington. Oh, Burlington.
He's pretty much guaranteed to never drop the ball. And with the Fairfield 100% guarantee, you know that we'll never drop the ball either. Because you're our #1 priority. Fairfield and Sweets by Marriott.
When it's time to move to underwear, you're choosing a bit differently. Thanks to Pampers Easy Ups. While they see their first underwear, potty train.
Called me that other night, the other day. Look at here, honey. They got what they no diapers no more. I said, Carl, them all said those.
And now see their first underwear. The easiest way to underwear. Pampers. Lots of friendship empower you. With matching bronze pairing sets, all affordable, all for petite to plus. You can let your style shine through. Visit adoreme.com now to get your first set any size, any style for only $24.95. My daughter says I always overdo it. Mom, where's your... I think what you really need is
Mom just made a better deal. Made a proactive stays ahead of breakup. If you're struggling with that, order today and we'll upgrade you to our new Deluxe offer. Get 2 free gifts, free extras. That's right. Just use promo code Deluxe. Proactive.com. Now that TLC Go allows fans to watch your favorite TLC shows anytime, anywhere. Is this really the best time for it? Our shows are exceptionally engrossing. So please, talk to all about the TLC Go. TLC Go. Download TLC Go now on the App Store.
Surely they're going to stop at home. Yeah, look like they do. You didn't know it was neuters? That artifact? These are trying to be made come out with the water tank.
Pull through.
Hey, did you learn it's just a big...
I'm Dr. Ford, and I was saying that the young lady was white dog.
Well, the thing was when the look was roaming around the emergency department tonight.
Oh, gee. I put him in the car. Can you return? Lead on.
I like those weird sounds.
Chicago, and we looked inside and completely locked it.
At the scene of a motorcycle accident, neurologist Philip Porter is trying to save the victim.
Thank goodness, here they come.
While another motorcycle accident patient urgently awaits him at the hospital.
We got a male, mid-20s, labor breathing, unresponsive. I secured his airway and stabilized his head and neck. I'm on my way to the state hospital to consult with another patient. Bring him there and I'll follow up with him. Thanks, Jeremy. You did a great job. And then me coming in covered in blood up to my elbows from the other guy.
Dr. Porter finally reaches the patient he was called in for.
We've stabilized him, but he becomes aggressively unresponsive.
Hi, I'm Dr. Porter. Can you tell me your name?
His name's Ken. He knew who he was when he arrived and where he was, but...
Ken, can you squeeze my hand? Ken, do you know where you are? The patient had striking similarities. Young male, motorcycle accident, road rash, facial abrasions. You know where you are? With significant neurological compromise. I want to have a look at his CT scan and see what that shows. Give me 5 minutes. I'm just going to go check on the other patient while we're waiting. By the way, is he wearing a helmet?
No.
Hello, I'm Dr. Porter. Can you tell me your name? Can you squeeze my hand? It's really devastating to see head injuries of this sort because you're taking young people in the prime of their life, and something that happens in a split second can irreparably damage their brain and change their lives forever.
How is he?
The same as your patient. Had a situation where I had 2 young males, both with potentially serious neurological injuries, and at this point, I wasn't sure if either one of them was going to survive.
A suspected child abuser is trying to flee the ER with her 4-year-old son.
I've already called security, anticipating something like this might happen.
Ma'am, I can't let you take the boy.
The nurses now have surrounded the emergency bay, their hands on their hips, saying, "You're not going anywhere."
You dare touch me? Get the hell away from me.
Calm down.
Listen, Lynn, I know how you feel. This law is designed to protect children. We have to comply with the law.
I'm not a child
I'm
abuser.
not saying that. I'm just saying, would you please stay for the interview? Here's Dr. Sharma right now. Here he comes. He's going to come see your little boy right now. Come on.
Okay, young man. We're all done.
No?
I don't think he needs surgery.
Thank God.
So Dr. Sharma, the orthopedic specialist, came in, and he thought the fracture was not as bad as initially thought, that we could probably get away with putting him in an orthopedic boot.
And then a follow-up in the office.
And then we can leave.
That isn't what he said. We still need to wait for social services. And then social services did arrive, and there were actually 2
If you're here to see me, I take it.
This is Lynn, and this is Sean.
We don't even thank him. Lynn, we're going to need to speak with you and to your son separately.
That was a problem. The mother was not going to leave the child no matter what.
Ooh.
Wait till he say so.
I haven't done anything wrong. I'm not letting you separate me from my son. What do you want to know? Well, for starters, how did Sean break his leg? I don't know. How did the other fractures happen? He's a clumsy kid. He falls a lot. I have no idea.
We figure out that what we're going to have to do is separate that mother from the child, so we get security involved.
Then we're going to need to separate the 2 of you just for a bit. Get off.
So we now have this full-fledged confrontation going on in the ER with a little boy in the middle of everything like a little football.
No! Lenny! Lenny! Lenny!
You'll be all right, Sean.
They call me over the security monitors, and we look and see in the parking lot, there's Dad with the little boy wrapped up in a blanket in his automobile.
Oh, God.
I asked my dentist if an electric toothbrush was going to clean better than an manual. He said sure, but don't get just anyone. Get one inspired by dentists, with a round brush head.
Go pro with Oral-B. Oral-B's rounded brush head cups your teeth to break up plaque and rotates to sweep it away. And Oral-B cross-action delivers a clinically proven superior clean versus Sonicare Diamond Clean.
My mouth feels super clean.
Oral-B. Know you're getting a superier clean.
I'm never going back to a manual brush. Where can I find new appliances?
JCPenney is 1.2 miles away.
No, I said appliances.
JCPenney is 1.2 miles away. JCPenney is 1.2 miles away.
It's true. JCPenney now sells appliances. Come find brands like GE, Samsung, and LG. And save up to 30%. Plus free delivery and basic installation. Plus get special financing with your JCPenney credit card. That's getting your pennies worth. When is your flu shot more than a flu shot? When it helps give a life-saving vaccine to a child in need. Thanks to customers like you, Walgreens Get a Shot, Give a Shot program has helped provide 15 million vaccines through the UN Foundation. It's that easy to make a difference. Walgreens, at the corner of happy and healthy.
I used to blame the weather for my friends. Turns out, our girls need to be stronger. To fight back. Panteen's Pro V formula makes my curls so strong, they can dry practically fragrance-free. Because strong is beautiful. Get even stronger results with Pantene Expert, our most intensely concentrated Pro V formula.
Welcome!
Did you see that?
Is that love in the air? It's not love.
It's not, no problem. No problem. No problem.
Got a new hotel for us? Oh, it's cool. We know just the place.
I like your robe.
No matter what you need, or when you need it, check Yelp first.
I don't care for surprises. They induce needless excitation and unseemly emotional outbursts. That's why I like Tip Tracker from Time Warner Cable. It sends me an email or text that maps exactly where my technician is and when he'll arrive. No long waits, no surprises. Unless he falls into that booby trap by the shift. He'll be fine. Time Warner Cable. It's the obvious choice, people.
Tokyo-style ramen noodles. Freshly made in the Japanese tradition. Each batch is small, special, unique. Every bowl blurring the line between food and art. When you cook with incredible ingredients, you make incredible meals. Fresh ingredients, step-by-step recipes, delivered to your door for less than $9 a meal. Get $30 off your first delivery at blueapron.com/cook.
30 minutes.
I'm sitting here. She thinks it's her family members? What was that?
30 minutes. 30 minutes.
Series Kindred Spirits premieres October 21st at 10 on TLC.
Nurse Amy Running and Dr. Johnny Ford are looking for the large white dog that mysteriously appeared in the trauma room.
See? Big bad wolf. Scary, huh? Yes, quite. Thank you very much for your time. When I went to the front door of the emergency department and asked the security guard, he's in charge of all that. And you wouldn't happen to have seen a large white dog either going into the ER or out of the ER?
No, I'd remember that.
Is it possible maybe you just didn't see it?
Yeah, sure, it's possible if I was asleep, which I wasn't.
Is there any other way to get into the emergency room?
Maybe through the main entrance, but not here.
No, please.
Thank you.
Nobody had seen it. We came back and we were doing our postcode paperwork.
Yeah, it's finishing up reports.
And I just mentioned it to the other people sort of gathered around. Did anybody see a white dog? Because nobody said anything. Through the whole incident, nobody said a word.
Yeah, that was weird. How'd that dog get in here?
Yeah, you saw it too. It's like a spell was working, and they just said, yeah, we saw it. I thought I was going crazy or something. So, so it really was there.
The screaming patient's chest pains have subsided,
Hey, Miss Julie, how you feeling?
and she will soon be discharged.
Tired. Is there anything I can get you right now? I'm okay. Just taking it easy. Okay. Oh, did you, by any chance, see a white dog wandering around the department tonight? What are you, nuts? All right. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better.
The next day, Amy and Dr. Ford visit their recovering heart attack patient.
I'm Dr. Ford. My heroes in the flesh. Thank you. How's the pacemaker? It's a lot better than being dead.
He was in amazing shape for someone who had just had a massive heart attack yesterday at all.
No. She's getting coffee and
The
then...
three of us were kind of chit-chatting, and I was very curious, and so I just asked him, do you, it might sound a little weird, but by any chance have a dog?
No. Used to. A white shepherd named Bo.
What happened to Bo?
He passed.
My dad was a nurse for 20 years, and he told me once about patients telling him that they had seen their dead pet during a time of peril or a life and death kind of a situation.
I'm glad you're feeling better. Thank you. Outside of the people who were in that trauma room, nobody else saw it. And that just really left me mystified. We've just kind of kept it as an experience. It's a memory and a mystery.
A suspected child abuser has been separated from her 4-year-old son.
We actually have to pull the child out of our arms, who's screaming and crying. They tell the child, you can go back to your mommy in just a few minutes, we just need to talk to you.
Your mom is going to be just fine. She's just down the hall. We'll get to see her real soon, I promise. But for now, you and I get to have a little visit.
As I listened to this interrogation, I was amazed to hear the interrogator say,
So, Sean, can you tell me, when does your mommy hurt you?
does your daddy hit you? Do you have a babysitter who hits you or beats you? Who pushes you or throws you? A very leading kind of interview.
Nobody hurts me.
The child denied everything. Said no, 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 no to everything, shaking his little head. They tell me, which I already know, that you're going to have to admit this child to the hospital. Not because of the injury, but for protective custody for the child. Suddenly, the dad bursts on the scene.
Mike, they sent me from upstairs.
Yeah, come on in.
Daddy!
Hey, buddy, what's going on? Oh, look at that. You're gonna make an astronaut boot, huh? I'm Scott.
Scott, hi. Dr. Bobsley, nice to meet you.
Look, I'm going to cooperate in any which way to prove that we've done nothing to harm our son.
Okay, we appreciate that. We're going to need to talk to Lynn alone, so you want to stay here with them?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So the interviewers agree at that point that Dad can stay here with the child. We're going to go back and talk to Mom again for a formal interview with the social services.
So, Lynn, tell me again about the arm. How did that happen? He fired off his trike.
A code pink, what it's called, is an abduction of a child. So we look around, in the examining room where Dad used to be, there's no Dad and there is no child. They call me over the security monitors and we look and see in the parking lot, there's Dad with the little boy wrapped up in a blanket attempting to get in his automobile. So we dispatch security. By now, the nurses have called the police.
Wednesday, the fur is gonna fly.
The paperwork says 40 pounds or under.
Let's go down.
All new topics, Wednesday at 9 on TLC.
There's more to Emma.
That's kind of dumb.
To her, green was always more than a color. And style was more than what you wear.
Taking them out.
There's more to Emma than you'd expect.
I don't take them to the hospital when you beat them.
And she's always found her more on eBay. You can find your more on eBay too. Shop fall fashions today.
Well, that's coming to the merch room.
Little did you know ordinary tissue was needed. The fiery tissue that can only swirl red. So Dad slaved the problem with Puff's Resolution instead. Puffs have elbowy softness for the coldest tender nose with motion to comfort and soothe when she blows. Don't get burned by ordinary tissue. A nose in need deserves Puffs indeed.
Now get Puffs Plus lotion in a squeezable soft pack.
The new 2017 Corolla with Toyota Safety Sense Standard. Toyota, let's go places.
My daughter says I always overdo it.
Mom, where's your... proactive?
I think what she really means is I'm well prepared.
Moms that stay ahead of the game know that Proactive stays ahead of breakouts. If you've got a teenager struggling with acne, order today and we'll upgrade you to our new deluxe offer. Get 2 free gifts, a free extra, and Proactive at the best price. Just use promo code DELUXE at Proactive.com.
According to the people in court, this is what gay people do. No, it's not. I'm going to spend 15 years in prison for a crime that I never committed.
Southwest of Salem, next Saturday at 8, only on Investigation Discovery.
You saw an apparition sitting here. Does she think it's her family members? What was that?
The new series, Kindred Spirits, premieres October 21st at 10 on TLC.
The father of an allegedly abused child has tried to sneak his son out of the hospital.
They block him with a police car, handcuff Dad, arrest him and take him away, bring the little boy back in the air. Now the little boy is hysterical again. Everyone is screaming and crying. The nurses say, I can't believe these child abusers would try to steal their child back to abuse it further.
So I need you to go in and save the boy now.
Listen. Can I have a minute to talk to him alone? Just a minute.
Certainly.
But I finally get the little boy alone. The mother is now continuing her interview with social services. It's pretty scary out there, wasn't it? Listen, you know what? You want to see a magic trick? Want to see a magic trick? Look what I got. Got a bunch of quarters here. I want you to take one of these quarters and put an S for Sean on it. I'm going to show you a magic trick. You can do an S, can't you? Good job. Wow. Now we're going to let you hold this coin real tight. It has to be tight. Do some magic. Real tight. I want you to put it back in there. Drop it in there. Now I'm not going to look, and I'm just going to shake those coins around. And I'm going to pull out a quarter. Look at that quarter and tell me what you see written on there.
Wow, how did you do that?
Magic. You like that? Listen, you know I'm the doctor and you're supposed to tell me everything? What happened to your leg?
I was jumping on the bed and I fell off.
You fell off the bed. You jump on the bed a lot? I love to jump on the bed. But Mommy won't let me jump on the bed. You didn't tell your Mommy and Daddy about that? How come? You were worried they'd get mad at you? What do they do when they get mad?
They say I can't do it anymore.
That's all? They don't punish you or spank you or anything? No, he said again, looking at these little eyes. And in looking in those little eyes, I noticed the white part of his eyes was blue in color. A blue-gray color, absolutely distinctly. I kind of stared at it for a minute. Something was going off there in the computer. Hey, Grant.
Yep.
Wait a minute. Hey, come on in here a second. Check it out, man. Dr. Grant's going to take a look at your eyes. What do you see? It's blue sclera. Blue sclera. We looked at each other. Time for us to order some tests here. Multiple fractures, blue sclera. We've been thinking abuse. Maybe not. Maybe not. This may not be child abuse.
Dr. Philip Porter is monitoring 2 motorcycle crash victims with similar head traumas.
Get some bleeding on the brain.
He checks the CAT scan for Ken, the first patient.
Let's get him to the ICU, monitor him hourly. We need to continue neurological testing, and we'll repeat a CT scan in about 8 hours. I wasn't sure at this point which way he was going to go, and I wanted to monitor him very closely to decide if we were going to need to do surgery or not. I don't want to go in if we don't have to, but we need to keep a really close eye on it.
Meanwhile, Jeff, the young man Dr. Porter rescued from the roadside.
No, you better not be messing in there.
Fracture at the base of the skull, coming up into the occipital area. Got some blood on the surface of the brain and a little bit in the front of both frontal lobes.
Can you top right?
If he remains comatose, we have to. But let me try and talk to him one more time. Jeff, can you hear me? Open your eyes. I wasn't able to have a conversation or to get any information out of him, but in a sense, hearing swear words or exclamations of pain or discomfort is music to my ears in that kind of setting where 5 or 10 minutes earlier he was comatose. Tells us at least he's heading in the right direction. We need to keep a really close eye on him clinically to make sure he continues to improve, but this is a very good sign.
What about these lacerations?
We'll need to sew those up to stop the bleeding from his scalp, but we can do that in the ICU. A good principle is that brain surgery can do a lot, but there's many situations where avoiding going into the brain and doing anything is the best option, allowing the patient's brain to heal.
As both patients leave the ER, Dr. Porter still doesn't know whether either will recover.
But at this point, we have one patient who started off neurologically very compromised and was showing signs of improvement, and another who started off looking stable and was deteriorating. It's really an uncomfortable waiting game at this point. We got a little skin biopsy of the child. I kept pushing the lab, get the test, get the test. Wow. There it is. There it is.
Untold Stories of the ER is back.
Just a minute. And I still, at that moment, didn't know what it was. Oh my goodness, there's a baby in there.
Untold Stories of the ER premieres tonight at 9 on TLC.
I'm my team's #1 fan. Yay, sports. I've never been #1 at anything until I put these babies on. Now, we're on a winning streak, and I have never taken them off. Do I know where I'm going? Absolutely. We're going through the playoffs.
Allstate guarantees your rates won't go up just because of an accident. Starting the day you sign up.
Get accident forgiveness from Allstate. Be better protected from mayhem, like me.
It's good to be in good hands.
Feel a spark of emotion light up every inch of you. Feel warm inside. Feel our big, beautiful candle. Feel Blade, S.C. Johnson.
Hi, remember me? I admit I'm kind of past my prime. But do you know what's really past its prime? Your old mattress.
It is?
Because after 8 years, an old mattress contains years of dead skin, sweat, and dust mites.
Yeah.
And just like I shouldn't pose shirtless anymore.
You could.
Seriously, man? You don't belong in a mattress over 8. So check your tag. If it's over 8, it's time to replace at Mattress Firm.
Liberty Mutual stood with me when I was too busy with the kids to get a repair estimate.
Liberty did what?
Yeah, with Liberty Mutual, all I needed to do to get an estimate was snap a photo of the damage and voila.
I wish my insurance company had that. Wait, hold it, boys. It's supposed to be 3 of you. Where's your brother? Where's your brother? Hey, where's Charlie? Charlie?
You could leave worry behind when Liberty stands with you. Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
The days of cord hassles are numbered. Dyson's cord-free format transforms cleaning on carpets and hard floors. With the new V8 digital motor, it now runs for up to 40 minutes to clean pretty much anywhere without the hassle of a cord.
It's endless shrimp at Red Lobster with another new flavor you never saw coming. Grilled, glazed, Korean barbecue shrimp. And try as much as you want of flavors like new Parmesan peppercorn. Just come in before it ends. Are you tired of hazardous glass made so clear by Windex that you don't even know it's there? Smudge it! With the new Smudge Stick, even clear glass gets visibly smudged in a snap. Get it now!
and say no to spotless clear Windex glass.
Arm & Hammer brings you a fresh idea for whitening. Truly Radiant Clean and Fresh toothpaste. In 5 days, it removes more plaque, starts whitening immediately, and freshens breath with a surge of cool spearmint. Feel radiant with Truly Radiant.
Hi guys.
Got the birthday girl a drum set. Drum set?
He's kidding.
Oh, you guys must have Time Warner cable. This is going to be some party.
Yeah, their free home Wi-Fi lets us connect all the devices at the same time. There's no data cap, so...
Guess I thought that, huh?
Hey, there's the birthday girl. Let's get the party started.
Get Time Warner Cable 300 meg internet. That's 50 times faster than DSL and no data cap.
Uploading.
Honey, I'm going viral.
Call 1-844-435-8162. Get 50 megs for $39.99 a month.
Hi, Grandma. Miss you.
What was that?
Are you going to finish that? Okay.
Switching is easy with Time Warner Cable's exclusive 1-hour arrival window, so you don't have to wait around. Plus, there's no contract, all with a money-back guarantee.
You overdid it.
Get 50 meg internet with unlimited data for $39.99 per month. Call 1-844-435-8162. Ask about free installation and access to nearly 500,000 Wi-Fi hotspots with select plans. Call today.
Just get this.
Oh, Jessica. Oh my God. You're like an extra. Not okay.
The fur is gonna fly.
We're going to wipe their faces in it. It is going to be a zoo in here today.
The paperwork says 40 pounds or under.
That is over 40 pounds.
Let's go down.
All new topics, Wednesday at 9 on TLC.
Dr. Porter's original motorcycle accident victim, Ken, has been moved to the ICU with no immediate improvement. Meanwhile, his second patient, Jeff, who he found in a ditch, has been admitted to the hospital. 3 weeks later, Dr. Porter brings him some good news.
Hey, Jeff. How was the battle today?
I think I'm feeling a lot better, thanks.
Just reviewed your latest CT scan, and things are progressing remarkably well. You're a very lucky man.
A big part of that good luck was Dr. Porter's timely arrival on the scene.
Apparently, he had been leaving a bar and was driving down the road on his motorcycle with some alcohol on board, and presumably that combination of things with a little pothole or gravel or whatever else caused him to lose control. If he had been sitting there for an hour in the field, he'd probably an injury from which he could never recover. It's going to take time. Just be patient and keep working hard.
Thank you so much, Dr. Porter.
Young males, they think they're invincible, but when they have that look of fear, it means they got it, and they need to settle down a bit and take some safety precautions. Maybe next time a few less beers and wear a helmet.
Yeah, will do, Doc.
Good to hear.
Remarkably, both Ken and Jeff recovered fully from their injuries. Dr. Slay may have found an explanation for his young patient's broken bones.
Multiple fractures, blue sclera. We've been thinking abuse. Maybe not. We need some tests.
Yeah.
Vicky, could you clear that? Sean, Vicky's going to sit with you for a little bit. We'll be right back. Social services and the radiologist and myself all assume that multiple fractures of various stages of healing is child abuse. But brittle bone disease, osteogenesis imperfecta, will look exactly the same way. Jan, there could be a medical explanation for all of this. There's a disease called brittle bone disease that could explain all the fractures and the current injury. But we're going to run some tests and we'll know for sure in 48 hours.
Okay.
So we got a little skin biopsy of the child and sent that skin biopsy off. It takes 2 days to come back. In the meanwhile, the child is held in the hospital. I kept pushing the lab, get the test, get the test.
Oh, it's up.
Wow. There it is. There it is. The biopsy of the skin came back showing defective collagen which leads to the diagnosis of osteogenesis imperfecta, or brittle bone disease, a disease that is found in 1 in 20,000 children.
Charges were dropped against the father, and Sean's parents were allowed to visit him in the hospital while the tests were performed.
And it turns out that this is a not infrequent misdiagnosis as child abuse, something that every ER doctor now should know about and think about when you see multiple unexplained fractures before you jump to the conclusion that it's child abuse.
What about the rest of Sean's life?
You know, he has a relatively non-severe form of the disease. He shouldn't have any problems. He just can't, risk injury to his bones, but he should be fine. So it had a happy ending. The little boy went on. He did need some special precautions about rough play and so forth. The type 1 that he had go on usually to a normal life. Sometimes they do slowly later in life, but they go on to normal stature, normal life. Good luck.
Thank you, Dr. Slay.
This was very nice meeting you, young man. Grandson, you remember this? You can have it. You learn how to do the magic. When you roll that coin, you made it warmer than the other coins. So that's what it was. So now you know the magic.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Dr. You're absolutely welcome. Magic even